Namaskaram, I'm Meena Muragappan. Today I'm going to be talking about Organo Depalle, a beautiful project that's coming up near Shadnagar, about 75 minutes from Gachibowli. This is a community of homes nestled inside a biodiverse forest. This is what we are calling the den in the forest for families who are looking at a quiet retreat. It's like an extended home of their city home, but a place for them to kind of escape to. It's a home that they escape into from a hectic week, for a quick retreat, for a relaxation, rejuvenation, for a sabbatical. We have the neighbourhood designed for earth-conscious families who are looking to have a retreat home, but also wanting to reduce their carbon footprint as well as be smart with their investment. They're a family that wants to live here and now, and they do have a very strong anchor in the city in terms of it could be about educational facilities for their children, it could be social infrastructure conveniences. But while their primary home is in the city, they are looking for a nature retreat. They are looking specifically for a forest retreat. So this home is designed for that family. They are also a family that is choosing certain things in their current life, probably, choosing to buy, say, food in terms of organic or naturally farmed food and milk. They're looking at how to reduce their waste. They're conscious consumers of anything from products to gadgets to produce to even now their real estate. So they are not looking for their next big home. What they're looking is for an extension of their current home, but an extension that allows them to connect to nature. This is a pedestrian community, it is a prosumer community, and it is a forest community. This large 60-acre property has the entry from the west, and it's organized in similar fashion to all other pedestrian communities in the sense that we have this long vehicular spine, and branching from the spine are these streets, which are pedestrian streets, which are landscaped streets, and off the street are these homes, which are 1650 square feet on 350 square yards, which back onto the native forest. So this forest is actually planted using the tree guild idea. We are looking at a network and tree guild strategy for introducing a native species, indigenous species, and fruit tree species as well. And the tree guild itself is organized around a couple of main trees, and then short trees, shrubs and bushes, and of course ground cover. And each of these plant species actually has, symbiotic relationships with each other to help in terms of shade or help in terms of soil nutrition or replenishment of soil nutrition. So they do form a guild, and then the guild is repeated multiple times to kind of create varying experience as you walk through the forest trails. And because these are young forests, as they grow, as seasons change, as you're walking through the forest trails, you'll see them, change, you'll see them blossom, you'll see them fruit in different seasons. So by choosing to be part of this community, you're actually creating this mini forest and creating the den for yourself. So as you use your home, you start seeing nature create the shade and start kind of embracing your home. Within the community, we also have spaces for, say, food production of green leafies and, your regular vegetables. So there is a place for netted shade cultivation. There's a place for goshala, so you have access to safe milk. And then dotted around the community in two particular locations are these social spaces, which become moments of social engagement, friendship, celebration. But the core and the heart of the community actually sits in the clubhouse, which becomes this really strong, engaging area and has a mix of programs that's designed to bring these families together, bring them together to celebrate, to bond, to share, and to get to know each other better. So the community amenities starts right at the entrance pavilion. Over there, you will have the health lounge. You also have the estate manager's office who ensures the operations of the community on track. Walking down from the entrance pavilion to the clubhouse area, you'll notice this large space where there are a series of beautiful buildings that interconnect and create space for different kinds of programs to happen. For instance, In the clubhouse area, your most iconic moment is, of course, the alfresco dining, which, is a place for you to have your morning breakfast on a weekend, have lunch with family, or maybe host friends for later in the evening. Just past that, you have the banquet hall along with a party lawn, so that if you were to host private events, your own family event, just off that alfresco is the swimming pond with natural water, as well as the deck area for lounging. Beyond that is the gym. Overlooking the pool, you have this beautiful gym. And then past the gym, and as you walk through these programs, you start seeing these square foot gardens, you see creepers, gourds that are also part of the biophilic architectural language that we are using in this design. And you have these small incidental play spaces, be it a toddler play area or, floor chairs. But small moments where you can pause, play, connect also leads you to this beautiful deck overlooking the entire clubhouse area. It can be a yoga deck, it can be a conversation court, it can be another private area to have, just a small family get together or a friends get together. We also have a multi-play court, which allows you to enjoy basketball or tennis, pickleball. And along the forest edge, as you come further down south, you have the guest suites, which overlook the water retention pond. And the guest suites are intended for your friends who are visiting you when you're, hosting either a weekend away, or whether, it's part of your sabbatical, or whether it's, a family reunion and you need extra space. You always have additional room at Depalle to accommodate your visitors. As a forest retreat, one of the questions we had was, how do you redesign a street? How do you redesign a walking pedestrian experience or a cyclable path? And there were many moments that, when we were going through our design process and looking at it, it was about making a series of design choices. One was the organization of the street itself, that it shouldn't be a linear vista, that it should have an organic nature as you walk by. So that was the first design decision. The second design decision was in the selection of species of plants and shrubs and ground cover, so that your experience is not identical, every day. It just kind of has this varying nature, by week, by month, by seasons, and eventually by years as well, as these plants grow, thrive, and, grow up. The third design intervention was on materiality of the street. And this is something that as design evolves, we've been exploring, and we're trying and testing different things, because we want the street to look like a forest trail. You don't want to have, this long, rigid urban street experience. So we thought, how do we create that? And one of it on the selection of the material and then the placement of the material. So we are looking at the street very differently. We're looking at choosing where you need hardscapes. For instance, if you have somebody senior, or if somebody is cycling, maybe that is the only place that you have geometric hardscaping. But otherwise, most of it can be mattidari, which is also, which is compressed Maram road. But what really works for it is really quite soft on your knees. If you're a jogger, maybe that is a better running experience. So we started looking at materiality at Depalle very differently. And of course, we are exploring more. So you have the pedestrian street. And from that, just off, you have this beautiful planter to your left. But your view and your vista is actually looking at two very key moments as you arrive into your home. One is this deck in the front, which is your dining deck, which is for outdoor dining, but is also an outdoor relaxation or outdoor conversations. And as you walk past, there are moments that we've woven into your experience. Small, but collectively, they have a big impact. What are these moments? So one is this beautiful little lily pond that's built into the side of your pathway. Of course, there's an aesthetic element. Of course, it's about bringing a little bit of water design into your home. But it's also about creating a passive cooling environment. So during summers, to have a water body actually does reduce temperatures in and around. So your dining experience can be a little more comfortable. Then past that, you come to this green patch on either side of your entry, which can have plants, species, a mix of species. And that leads you to come and enter into this open thinnai space. So on either side, you can sit down, you can have conversation. This becomes not just an outdoor foyer, it becomes like an outdoor living room. And then when you enter, what you come to is this large, beautiful, open, great room. So, which has your seating. Of course, we've created this cozy corner with the sunken seating. We have place for a beautiful dining area, with corner window overlooking the streetscape if you're this way, and of course overlooking the forest and your garden on the other side. And then tucked into the corner is this beautiful pantry just off the kitchen towards the east. Is where you have your utility and of course a powder room for your guests. From the room, a door leads you into the master bedroom. The master bedroom again has fantastic views of the forest beyond, as well as your green buffer, which is on the southern side. The master bedroom is designed to allow you to rest, relax, and feel like you're resting in a little cabin in the woods. Off the bedroom, you have the 3-piece bathroom, and we've created because this is a retreat, we wanted to create your bathing experience to have a sense of ritual and a sense of self-care. So we do walk past the wardrobes in the bedroom. You have a private toilet. You have a separate shower area, which overlooks your private outdoor bath tub. And the bathtub is actually nestled amongst an outdoor garden with privacy wall around it, which is this beautiful experience because you are coming here to indulge and to rest and to relax and to rejuvenate. And why would you not do that in your home? Why would you not have those experiences? There's a staircase off the living room that takes you to the floor above. And there again is something quite unique that unfolds. Because Depalle is in the outskirts of Hyderabad, we are looking at two things happening. That your evenings are spent on the outdoor deck above. We've created an entire green space above, so you do have planters, you do have place to have square foot gardens, maybe even a small lounge. You can, you have this lovely deck where you can have some outdoor seating. The roof becomes an extension of a very active space for young families, as well as an activity space for slightly older families. The starscape is phenomenal. And it's a great place for stargazing. On the first floor, for convenience, we have also given a full bathroom as well as a hobby room. So you get to have additional space to explore your interests or hobbies, which can also accommodate a bed and become a lounge as well. If you have your friends or family visit, maybe this is a place they can use to rest in the night. Whether, as an extension of your city home, this is a great place for families to kind of explore their interests and allow for indulgence in hobbies and interests and skill building. This home allows you to find both me time and us time. And I think that's why, the scale of the home, the program of the home, the use of the home, all of that have really melted together really well and created this cohesive space that rests and nestles into the forest.